And probably not too much to complain about when he looks at the table. Sheffield United now best place of the chasing pack to get into the top four if Chelsea were to slip out. Manchester United in 6th and Wolves in 7th on the same number of points. We talked about what Manchester United's aims for the season might be. What about Wolves? What's their best chance of Champions League next season? Through the league or through the Europa League?
And that's the question. People saying, should they concentrate on one or the other? I just feel the way Nuno is, it really is game by game, and he doesn't overly get carried away with the table. It's all about the recovery. Going again, they'll take confidence from results like this. So why not? I think Chelsea are finding it difficult. They haven't had haven't really brought anyone in the window that's going to make them better. Sheffield United, that shows you the job Chris Wilder's doing. If you're talking about identity and the way a team plays and recruitment, they've done fantastically, and they're concentrating on that one front. But I think Wolves will go for both. But if you realistically, I still think what they've showed by beating Manchester City home and away on their day, they can be right at it. So I would say Europa would be the best opportunity for them.
Because when you look at the games they've got coming up, they've got Leicester and then it is Europa League action. And Wolves are a very difficult side to predict. There's Norwich, who they would be expected to win against. Tottenham, maybe Brighton. It's very hard to know which way those games are going to go. Yeah,
it's hard to call, and that's why you just have to keep recovering. I was happy when Nuno said there that Traoré ended up going off with a kick, because if they lost him, that would be big. If they lost Jimenez, that would be huge. But Leicester City, they always have good games against them. I don't think they can catch Leicester, so not taking points off them. But if they can take points off Tottenham, they lost at home to Tottenham, but they were excellent and got done with a set piece. And then the likes of Norwich, Brighton, they're going to be scrapping for points. So difficult. So yeah, it's hard to predict. The travelling, the Espanyol game will take a lot out of them. But they've showed in the first part of the season they can battle on all fronts. And it's just about keeping people fit, as I say, recovering and not getting too carried away.
With them having Espanyol in the next round of the Europa League, do you think that's, as Matt was saying, if you were going to pick, and probably Nuno isn't going to pick, but if you were to pick, would that be the one you'd focus on?
I don't know. I think the fans and the manager will just want to think, let's attack all fronts. It's been a great season for them, especially how difficult the start was with the Europa League. They started off pretty poorly considering. Then they found their rhythm. I think he's improving players. I think that's what I really like about this manager. All the players, all the challenges that he's had with some of them, I think they're all becoming excellent players that every club would want in their team.
Well, that's the bit that scares me. So the fact how well they're doing, I felt this window was the first time there was a little bit of noise around Traoré, around Jimenez. So it was a great window, not only
Neves.
when you... Neves as well, yeah. So it's not only about recruitment in the window, but it's about keeping players. And if Wolves don't win the Europa or get in the top four, I think this is one of the best opportunities of getting into the top four at the moment, with how the other teams are transitioning, because Mourinho will go again next year. Give Frank Lampard a bit more time, you think they'll be right at it. Manchester United are going to improve. So if Wolves don't make that top four, then can we match their ambitions and the managers?
They're becoming a big club now, Matt.
Look, I'm Wolves through and through, and they are a big club, but Nuno's only got 1 year left in his contract after this as well. So we talk about the players, but Nuno in 2.5 years has taken a team from the Championship into the semi-final of FA Cup, European football, knocking on the door of the top four, not lost to Manchester United yet in the Premier League, running Liverpool close.
Creating star players out of unknowns.
Yeah, all these things. So you're talking about a culture. Everything about Wolves is fantastic. So I don't want Wolves fans to be going mad at me, so you're trying to, give our manager, get people to come take our manager and our players. But that is the level. So I hope Wolves can get at least top 6, and to stay in the Europa, but then get Champions League. Then they're matching these players' ambitions, because a lot of very, very good young players.
And we're talking about Manchester United and Wolves, and Wolves having a good season. Sheffield United are ahead of them. That's incredible. What a job Chris Wilder's doing. I mean, amazing. Jurgen Klopp probably win the Manager of the Year, but there should be a special award. I'm not trying to patronise him by saying that, but it's just amazing what that team is doing. And it's very similar to Wolves in a way. They have a way of playing. Every player knows his job, and that makes all the difference, because every detail is taken care of.
And they've taken players from League One. Wolves from the Championship. There's a lot of those players that played for Wolves today in the Championship, but League One with Chris Wilder, really good, clear identity, the recruitment, the profile, the system they play. Brilliant. If there's some, I don't want to be disrespectful to Chris Wilder, but if there was a foreign manager, I think, maybe a bigger name, playing in that way with overlapping fullbacks, never been out of balance, taking it to all these top teams, bringing players, say, from League One all the way through. Now they've had a go in this window as well, spent more money. Sheffield United, I tell you, that is an awesome job he's done there.